Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another Make It Monday! How are you today, my friends? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Our weekend was fairly busy, and as you can see, I'm not live with you on Monday evening. I am doing this as a pre-recorded video because we are doing college orientation for my baby. I cannot believe it. I'm not ready. Anyway, I'm sure that you mamas who have gone through this before already understand the stress and distress I'm in. All right, folks, so we're going to switch gears from crazy and sad and depressing, and we're going to move right on to some amazing, beautiful, crafty stuff, okay? So today is the last Monday of the month, and yes, that means it's time for the Stamper Showcase Blog Hop. Yay! Y'all know I love the Stamper Showcase Blog Hop because I have an amazing crew of designers that craft with me, and we come up with some simply fantastic projects to share with you. This month's theme is a card sketch. So the design that you see here is based on a card sketch that you'll find over on my blog, and everyone that's on the hop is using the same card sketch as their inspiration for their project. So it's going to be really cool because everyone will use their own different supplies and stamps and materials and everything else, but they will still have a similar feature about them because they're all using that same basic card sketch as their design inspiration. So you'll want to check that out over on my blog at thestampinchick.com, okay? All right then, so let me get started on my project, okay? I'm using the Soft Seedlings stamp set from the new holiday catalog. I absolutely love these little images here. I am so ready for fall. I am so ready for this 100-degree heat to go away and to have nice, crisp, cool air, bonfires, s'mores, campouts. Oh, all the good things that don't make you melt. So I am using this stamp set as my baseline, and I'm using the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. Now this is a free celebration paper, but you can see it's got the tree slices there, and it's got some really pretty florals and mushrooms and houses and birds and all things fall, actually, and I absolutely love it. This is free with a $50 purchase, and I really just love the Designer Series paper, so I wanted to use it as well. All right, and then for my supplies, I have an 8.5 by 5.5 inch card base scored at 4 1/4. This is soft suede cardstock. Okay, I have also a piece of basic white and evening evergreen cardstocks that both measure 4 inches by 5 1/4. The white one is the inside panel for the card. The evening evergreen one, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I have embossed it with the quatrefoil tile embossing folder, and I'm telling you, this is definitely one of my new absolute favorites. I am in love with it. So this is the textured side, and the debossed side is actually really pretty too. So either way is gorgeous for this card, but I really like the texture, so I'm gonna have that side up. Then I have a piece of that Rings of Love Designer Series paper. This measures 4 inches by 3 1/4, and it's gonna go just right here, approximately in the middle of the card front. I have a piece of 1 7/8 by 4 inches of crushed curry cardstock, and this one is gonna go right about there. I've got a piece of let's see here, 1 3/8 inch by 5 inches of Poppy Parade, and we're gonna make a little banner out of this, so I'm gonna dovetail the end of this one. And then I have 4 little pieces that are 1/2 inch by 1 inch each of Poppy Parade as well. And as you can see, I've already dovetailed the ends of all of those. And then my last thing, I have a bow that I've already made out of linen thread. And then, let me grab the rest of my bits here. Okay, then I also have a piece of soft suede cardstock that I cut with the second largest of the stitched, no, not the stitched, the scalloped circles dies. These are from the layering circles dies. So this is the scalloped one, and it's the second largest. And then I have the second largest and the second smallest of basic white cardstock cut from the Stylish Shapes dies. And that's these ones right here. So I absolutely love them because I love the stitching. There's 3 different shapes to choose from, and they're nested so you can layer and stack or use them to coordinate or whatever. So I really like these dies. All right, now that we have everything we need as far as paper goes, I also have my rustic metallic adhesive back dots. I love these, they're so pretty. I'm using crushed curry, soft suede, and Poppy Parade inks. And I'm gonna need some sponge daubers to use for each of the inks as well. So we're gonna be applying the color directly to the stamp itself, and that way we get this beautiful fall collage of color in one stamped image, okay? So this is gonna be a lot of fun. All right, let me set this over here for just a moment and scoot these over, and let's assemble the basics of our card first, okay? So I'm gonna get that center section out of the way. And all right, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and attach my quatrefoil embossed layer to the card front. Okay, we'll go here. Yep, just like so. And then on this one, I want to take each of these little die cut or little dovetailed pieces, and I'm going to add a strip of adhesive to the front, and I'll show you why. I just find it's easier, I think, for me. Now if you want to do it where you attach it directly to the card base, I mean, whatever way works best for you, but I'm going to just take this and I'm going to put it right about there. Okay, and then this one will go just beside it, like that. One more right here, and I got that just a little bit low, so I'm going to take my adhesive eraser. This thing is fantastic, and I'm just going to push my adhesive up a little bit right there. So it's okay, you know, we make a mistake here, we can fix it very easily. All right, there we go. Push that adhesive up just a little, and now no one is the wiser. And then put this one right about there. Okay, and then the last one, which I may need to slide the adhesive up on that one too. I got a little bit too low with my adhesive, but that's okay. I can just easily slide it right on up with this cute little eraser. I love this thing. It has been a lifesaver for me. Okay, now then I'll put it right here, and you can find that eraser on Amazon. Sometimes you can even find it at the Dollar Tree, which is nice, and it's worth its weight in gold regardless of where you get it. Absolutely love it. Okay, now I'm going to run adhesive along the back side here. And we're going to put this pretty much in the middle. I mean, it'll be just a little south of center, but that's okay. It works out perfectly for us. And then we'll take our crushed curry layer here, and it's gonna go just about there. Okay, so I'm going to overlap these just a little bit. And I'm not going to push it down totally yet because I may have to adjust it a little this way. I want to take my Poppy Parade piece, and to make the banner and dovetail, I'm going to cut up the center at the bottom. And then from each corner towards the center cut. So I'm just going to take it across like that. And like that. And it gives me this little fabulous dovetail end. Okay, and now then I'll take this and I'm going to put the adhesive side up for just a second because I want to check to make sure. Looks like that's going to be in a good spot. So let me push that crushed curry layer down right there. And then this is going to line up with the top edge of the quatrefoil piece. Okay, so I'm going to just come up here and like so. Something to this effect. Okay, there we go. Now then we need to do some stamping and coloring, okay? So I've got my white circles here and my inside panel because these are all going to be done the same way. And I'm going to bring my piercing mat in and some scrap paper just so I have a little cushion here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the big circle and I'm going to open up all 3 of my ink pads over here at the side. Okay. And I'm going to line up my sponge daubers so I don't mess them up. Now, you can do this however you want to. I don't know that there's necessarily a specific tried and true way to do it, but I'm taking the crushed curry first, so I'm taking the lighter color. And I'm just going over the stamp in splotches. So I'm not really paying attention to covering it all up. I'm not really paying attention to where exactly I'm stamping it. I'm just putting some color down, okay? And then I'm going to the Poppy Parade color, and I can see where it's wet on the stamp. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just kind of going into the spaces where I haven't already been with the crushed curry, okay? And I'm staying away from the stems because I want the stems to be brown. But if you wanted to do them all the same colors, you know, as a mix of the colors, you could certainly do that. So then I'll just do a little bit of the Poppy Parade. And then I come in with the soft suede. And I'm going to focus quite a bit on the stems here. So I really want those to be covered. Okay, and then once I've done that, I've softened it up a bit on the dauber. I'll just come in a few little spots and add just a little bit of the darker color to the sprigs, to the leaves, okay? And then I'm going to come back in with the light color again. So I'm coming back in with the crushed curry, and now I'm going to kind of go over the whole thing, and this is just to help blend the color. So I'm not really spending too much time focusing it. I'm just kind of touching it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll find a concentration of ink in certain spots. Okay, so now I can take this and I'm gonna line my stamp up just like so. Okay, and that is beautiful. I love it. And then I'm gonna take this side. I'm doing these little we call them helicopters. I don't know what they're really called, but the little seed pods from the tree. And I'm just stamping it onto the little circle. So now I have both of those done. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the Hello stamp from the stamp set into the Poppy Parade ink, and I'll just stamp Hello. There we go. And set that aside for just a second to really dry. And bring in the small little helicopter seed pod, and I'm going to do the exact same thing here that I did with the big leaf. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my crushed curry all over the whole seed pod. I'm going to take my poppy parade and just touch up in some spots, and then finish off with the soft suede on the stem and just a little on the pot itself, and then come back with the crushed curry. And this time I haven't even re-inked it yet. I'm just leaving it how it is and blending in the color. Okay, now then I'm going to take this and put it on the inside panel, and you can see it's absolutely beautiful. And let me grab my envelope here, breathe on my stamp to give it just a little more juice so that it can still go. And you could do this a couple of times. Now, of course, it's going to fade a little more and a little more, as you can see. So we have, this is regular strength. This is stamped off once. This is stamped off twice, but there is still enough ink and color here that we've decorated the envelope and the stamp from just the one coloring. So that works out really nicely, doesn't it? All right, let me close these up so I don't get my hands in them, because ew. And I surely will, I promise you. Okay, let me get those out of the way and the sponge daubers out of the way. Isn't that a neat little trick? Absolutely love it. All right, now then, we're taking this beautiful leaf and we're going to attach it directly to this layer. And so I'll put this on, and then I'm going to pop this piece on dimensionals. So I'm going to put this here and just give me a few little dimensionals here. All right, and then I'm going to put this right about there. Okay, and now I'm going to take the little hello circle, and I can see that it's still a little bit wet because my ink pad was super juicy. So I'm going to be very careful about this, but I'm going to double up my dimensionals on the back side of this one. So I'm just going to stack them right on top of each other. Okay, just like that. And then I'll put this where I want it to be, and be very careful about this. Alright, so that's where I want it to go. Okay, now then, the last thing I need to do is take my bow and a glue dot. Well, it's not the last thing. I still have to put my little rustic gems on there, but I'm going to put a little glue booger here, and it's just a rolled up glue dot, and stick it right on the knot of the linen thread. I find that this is the best way to get a linen thread bow or a twine bow attached to something without having glue everywhere. You just roll that glue dot into a little ball and then stick it right on the knot area of the bow, and then there you have it. Okay, so that's good. Now let's do the last step of putting our super cute rustic adhesive dots here. So let me put my thing on there. All right, now I have mentioned time and time again the rules of 3, 5, 7, the rules of odds, right? And so it's super important. I think it just helps give you a bit more like more balance. I couldn't think there for a second. A little more balance in the way that your eye sees things. So I think it works out really nicely. So I've got 4 and 5 little dots there, and we are finished. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I hope that you love it. This one's a little bit richer and darker, which I love it too. So anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this project. It's so pretty. Make sure that you head over to my website, thestampinchick.com, and blog hop is going on right now. So head over to the blog section and follow it around and see all of the other designers' beautiful projects. And if you'd like to purchase any of the supplies that I've used here today, or earn the Rings of Love Designer Series paper for free, which is always amazing, then you can visit my web store at danasullivan.stampinup.net, and you'll be able to find the measurements and the supply list on my blog for today as well. So you can head over there and it will take you directly to the supplies, so you don't have to look through my website for them. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.